Hello golfers, I'm Greg Jones, Greg the Golf Guy. And here's a great tip to help you improve your golf game and lower your scores. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about the sand trap. Now we're not necessarily going after sand shots, but we're going after how to practice out of the sand and also how to utilize the sand to help us hit better golf shots. I mean, if I have the world's best swing and a poor hit, what do I get? Nothing. If I have the world's worst swing but yet a great hit, I still get a great shot. So what I want to do today is I want to show you a little tip on how to utilize the sand to help you improve your hit. So the first thing is when we're hitting out of the sand, we want to have a divot, usually pretty much about 10 to 12 inches. So what I've done is you've seen I've drawn two lines. Now my divot, 10 to 12 inches, I want the divot to run from this line straight over to this line. So I want it to be that long. The closer I hit to the golf ball, the further the ball is going to go. So a lot of times what we do is we fat shots in the sand trap. Well, what I like to do is I like to do what I call shadow boxing. I kind of like to practice in the sand trap actually without a golf ball. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the ball and I'm going to get ready to kind of hit just a few sand shots. So I'm going to act as if I'm hitting this direction, and as I get ready, my club now is in the middle of the two lines. When I take my backswing and follow through, you can see how my divot came right in at that line and is coming out just a touch past this line. So like I said, your divot should be 10 to 12 inches. If my divot goes too far back, I'm really going to fat that shot. And that's what most of us do. When we get ready to hit a sand shot, we're always trying to lift the sand shot. We're always trying to lift it out there. What we want to do is we want to make sure that that ball kind of rides on that cushion of sand. So we're not looking at trying to lift it. We want to push sand into it. So when we hit that far back, we're trying to scoop it. And that's really going to leave the ball still in the sand trap. So what we want to do to practice our sand shot, to practice the right amount of impact on a normal shot, is draw two lines approximately 12 inches, 10 inches apart, and make that divot from one line to the next. Now, if I'm a little bit further away, maybe I have a 40 or 50 yard approach shot to the sand, or approach shot to the green from the sand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now make those two lines about 6 to 8 inches apart. So I'm going to actually have a lot less distance between the two lines. This shot is going to make the ball go further, and I want to practice this shot out of the bunker, trying to come in at the back line and trying to come out close to the front line. So it's a little bit steeper, and as you can see, I came right in at this line and I went out just a little bit past that line. So now my divot's only about 8 inches. I drew the lines about 6, my divot there is about 8. Working on this without a golf ball is going to give you the confidence you need to start hitting the ball out of the trap. Once you get this, all you need to do is just put a ball in the trap and then start trying to do the exact same thing. Now that we've got an understanding of how far we need to hit behind the ball for an average sand shot and how close that we need to hit the ball for a further sand shot, let's start talking about impact, which is really what I want to work on out of the sand trap today. Most of the students that I teach have trouble making the correct impact. So let's think about this a minute. If I have the world's best swing and a poor hit, what do I get? Of course I get nothing. If I have the world's worst swing, but yet a great hit, I get everything I ever wanted on a golf shot. So one of the things, the range was completely full, or the golf courses were completely full. Most people continue to work simply on their swing. And what I like to do is I like to promote working on your impact. So this drill that we're going to do here is going to help you increase your ability to put the club face on the ball the correct way. Meaning we don't want fat shots and we don't want thin shots. So what I'm going to do is in the sand, I'm going to draw a line. Now, this line I want it to represent my actual golf ball. So in order to hit the shot perfect, we have to have a descending blow into the ball to help get it up. Now most of us have a scoop or a flip. We try to, get the ball in the air rather than hit down through it, or we just don't know how to hit down through it. And the reason we don't hit down through the ball or we hit behind it is because the swing happened at the wrong time, or the hit began too soon and not at the right time. So what this line is going to do is what we want to do to help us is we're going to address the line, and when I come through, I'm going to hit behind it on this one. I've hit the shot what I call fat. So I've hit behind the ball. So we've got another option to actually miss the whole ground, and that would of course be thin. So we've got two options, fat and thin, and neither one of those options do we want. So in order to get out of that, we've got to know a couple things. Number one, when is it time to swing? Well, first of all, the swing itself doesn't start to right here. And what we want to do is maintain this 90-degree angle all the way down. If you check out some of the other videos on casting, you'll see exactly what I mean. We want to maintain this angle all the way down, and when that left hand gets about the right thigh, that's when it's time to physically swing the golf club. That's when it's time to physically try to hit. So what you're wanting to do is take this object and throw it into that object, which is the golf ball. And we've got to do it on time. So how this line helps us is addressing the line, and when we come down through the impact, I want the divot in front of the line or beginning at the line to in front of the line. So as you see, that divot started right at that line and moved forward. That's the correct divot we want to have to make a great impact and a great golf shot. So the drill that we want to do on this line is this. We want to do 15 reps and work up to 25 reps. So 15 or 25 depending on what level that you're at. But you want to do 15 reps and you want to get them 15 times in a row that you're hitting actually from the line forward, never behind. If you hit behind the line or miss the ground, you just got to start over. So how we do these reps is two different ways. Number one, you can start at address position each time and take your divot, or number two, you can do a repetitious motion. Now this repetitious motion is a little bit more advanced, and each time that you make the motion you kind of scoot forward so that you come into a new spot on the line. So you would look like this. Now from here I'm going to scoot forward and again scoot forward and again scoot forward, and you can see each time that I did that I want to try to keep my tempo. I want to keep this repetition work going, and each time I hit in front of that line. If I would have hit behind the line, I would have had to start it over. So working this method is surely going to help you get a better impact, improve your golf game, and begin to really lower those scores. So keep working on this. Hey, I appreciate you viewing today, and if you want to see more videos, go to gregthegolfguy.com. Send us an email if you've got any questions. Thank you.